Hey everyone, my name is Jeffro, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now, I have previously recorded two full videos, but the audio for my voice is completely missing. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you some things that happened in the previous videos, and I'm going to show some clips of the things that happened as I'm talking about them. So, I went back to the Shrine of Resurrection, and the Shrine of Resurrection had hidden basically a whole nother divine beast. And there were some cutscenes, and, of course, I entered the new divine beast area, and it happens to be, it's time consuming, this last divine beast, if you will. It's hard in the sense because there's all these gears on the inside, and you have to turn them to allow you to have access in the shrines in the other areas, or the terminals in the other areas. There were 4 terminals, I believe, in total, which is about the same amount as usual, but this time it took me extra long to get to each of them because of the whole gear thing and allowing me to have access to each of the terminals. Most of the puzzles weren't very hard themselves. It was just more time consuming than anything. Because the one that was easier was the one where you just had to walk across this pillar where there's spikes, and of course I just walk around it and it was no big deal. And then I had to hook up metal pieces on the inside to allow the gears to spin through the other side. And then, so that's me highlighting the easiest. And the hardest part, or I thought the most difficult part, or I just made it difficult, it wasn't that difficult, was the water area. Because I had to figure out how to get the water to rise in certain areas, while also finding a way to get access to the other area where the terminal was. Because I had to figure out how to push and move a whole lot of the gears that controls the water flow, and you had to stop one in order to get to the other area and move one to get to the other area. And I didn't think about it, but a lot of them, it would just involved a whole lot of pushing and pulling with magnesis, or like using stasis and then just hitting them backwards. And at the end of the Divine Beast was probably the coolest part. It was super unexpected. I had no idea. My face was freaking... I had no idea it was about to happen. But basically, the monk at the end started moving, and he got up, and you teleport to another area with this said monk. And again, I was like really surprised, and I was like freaked out. This whole entire thing was about to happen. I was not expecting it. And the monk is huge. I did not expect him to be that tall next to Link, but no, he's pretty tall. But you end up fighting a monk. This zombie-esque, skeleton-esque monk. And he had all these powers where he would be like really fast, and it wasn't that hard initially. He had a lot of health, but of course I just scarfed down some attack boosting stuff at one point. But the part that was probably the most difficult was when he increased his size. He quadrupled his size, and then he shot metal balls at me, and I had to fling them back at him, and I just kept scarfing down food to make the process go faster. And then he had this part where he would duplicate himself, and I would have to find which one was the duplicate. And then he started shooting guardian beams at me, and I had to shoot those back at him. And of course I messed up a few times before I actually got him down. So, but and then there's the whole cutscene, and we ended up getting the Master Cycle, which is really cool because it's like a horse, but not a horse. Because it's faster, it can climb up hills without any issues, and when it runs out of fuel, you can literally just get random things from your inventory and fill it up. And then you get teleported back, and you get this cute little cutscene with the divine beasts, or not the divine beasts, the champions of the areas, and then being told that they're about to pursue their journey to fight Calamity Ganon. And it's a, cool little interesting scene. I think the scene gave me the idea that I definitely enjoy Daruk more than the other divine champions. Or the warriors, whatever you want to call them. And they get this cute little picture, and then you end up getting the picture from Cass. I don't know why he has it, but he does, and then he gives you the picture, and that's the end of Champion's Ballad. And then after that, I then completed and found, I found all the shrines first, but I had the ones that I had missing, I found, and I completed them. It was a whole lot of puzzles. Some of them were easy, some of them were more difficult than the last. The one that was the hardest to me that I ended up doing was the flame one, where it wasn't just like hard in the sense of the fact that the puzzles are hard, but it was hard in the fact that there were a lot of puzzles. You had to take the blue flame and transfer it all through these different areas, and there were guardian scouts shooting at you in certain areas. There was water that was threatening to freaking light the blue flame out, and then I think I cheesed most of it by using my bow. I mean, it's not really cheesing, it's just like using my mind, because it had in mind you using a torch, but I just used a bow so I could shoot things and have the little torch things light up faster than me just walking towards them. It's a lot faster of a process. So it's just puzzle after puzzle after puzzle. I ended up shooting 2 flames in a row that were like moving back and forth, or 2 little flame things. I forget what they're called, but the things that the flame is kept on. I shot 2 of those in a row with 1 arrow. I thought that was cool. And then, of course, there's all the freaking Guardian Scouts that I have to, defeat and avoid to get to the next area. And then there's this area where all the torches are all together in one circle. And then if you light one of them, it instantly triggers water to come out of all of them, and it extinguishes the flame. So I ended up realizing that since it was a circle, that I could probably just light them all at the same time by using a charge attack, a stamina charge. And so that's what I did. I had no idea that was the solution to the problem, but I was sitting there pondering for a little bit before I actually figured out that was what I had to do. But I did it, and that shrine took a long time. And then there were other ones where I had to stop, or other shrines where I had to stop balls from hitting me, and there was a whole bunch of test of strength shrines that I forgot to do, because I thought I had all this test of strength shrines completed and done, but I did not. So there were a few of those that I had to rediscover and do, and there was one where I had to figure out how to get this platform to level out, because it was a scale, and you had to launch it by putting down a metal block on it hard enough on the other side to where it launches you from the other side. Because it's not tall enough for you to walk across there, you have to launch yourself up there. So I ended up messing up because I shot down the block when I was supposed to shoot it down when I was on the other platform, but I wasn't on the other platform. I just shot it down because I wasn't thinking. So I ended up having to do this thing where I use paralysis or stasis to I used magnesis to pull up the cube, and then I froze it in midair with stasis, and then I got on the other platform and it launched me up. So it was definitely, I made it way harder than it needed to be, but alas, I got it done and I got launched up. And that was the end of that shrine. I don't know how many shrines I did in total. I think I had 4 spirit orbs at the beginning of the video, and at the end I had, let's see, hold on, let me look here. I had 19 in my inventory at the end. So if you do the math to that, 19 minus 4, right, and that is 15. And I did 15 shrines in one video. Or like did the puzzles. I had them all discovered because it was just easier for me to do that off camera. I didn't have to show me traveling around the whole entire time. So yeah, that was what happened in the last 2 videos that I recorded. But again, my freaking audio didn't want to work. It was just, my voice was not there. And I didn't notice it until I was in the middle of recording the next video. But thank God I realized it before I finished recording that one. So yeah, that's what happened in the last videos. So I know it's not as good as me, playing it out and talking through what was happening, but I tried to highlight a few key points of what happened. And you know how many shrines I did, and a lot of them are really easy to do, but it's just faster for me to explain it this way anyway, I suppose. So yeah, that's what happened in the past recordings I had. So this will just be the flashback episode, basically. Me explaining a few key points of what happened without you being there to see every single little itty-bitty detail. But there will be clips that will have shown you what happened. So, that being said, that is the complete video I have for today. So, thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you later with a completed video with my voice in it. So, thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you later. Peace.